Ever feel like your brain could use a power-up? Whether you're at a party, prepping for trivia night, or just love learning cool stuff, you're in the right place. Welcome to our countdown of 100 quick, mind-blowing facts that are guaranteed to make you feel instantly smarter. From science to history, language to pop culture, we've got a bit of everything. Some will surprise you, some will stump you, and a few might just stick with you forever. Let's jump right in. Main content, 100 facts. 1. Sandwich. John Montagu, the 4th Earl of Sandwich, was a busy British politician and gambler. He didn't want to interrupt his gaming sessions, so he requested meat between slices of bread. Easy to eat, no utensils needed. This convenient idea spread rapidly, eventually becoming a staple of Western cuisine. Today, over 300 million sandwiches are eaten every day in the US alone. 2. Diesel engine. Rudolf Diesel created a more efficient alternative to steam engines, using compression ignition. Mysteriously, Diesel vanished during a ship voyage in 1913, leading to theories of suicide, murder, or sabotage by oil interests. Despite his tragic end, his invention powers trucks, ships, and trains globally. 3. Saxophone. Adolphe Sax patented the saxophone in 1846. Designed for military bands, it bridged the gap between brass and woodwind instruments. Initially unpopular, jazz musicians later embraced it. Without sax, the sounds of Coltrane, Parker, and Baker might have been very different. 4. Braille. Louis Braille, blinded in a childhood accident, developed his tactile writing system in his teens. Based on a military code called night writing, Braille became a global language for the visually impaired. Today, it's used in public signage, elevator buttons, books, and currency. 5e guillotine. Dr. Joseph Ignace Guillotin proposed the device as a more humane execution method. Ironically, he neither designed nor operated it, and he opposed the death penalty. Still, the grim association with the French Revolution etched his name in infamy. 6. Jacuzzi. The Jacuzzi family were Italian-American inventors in aviation. When a family member developed arthritis, they built a portable hydrotherapy pump. It evolved into the luxury whirlpool systems we now associate with spas and hotels. 7. Fahrenheit. Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit introduced accurate mercury thermometers and created his temperature scale in 1724. Water's freezing point is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Body temperature was initially pegged at 96 degrees Fahrenheit. His work laid the foundation for thermometry as a science. 8 degrees Celsius. Anders Celsius's scale originally had water boiling at 0 degrees and freezing at 100 degrees. It was later reversed after his death to match the intuitive rising of temperature with numbers. Today, Celsius is the global standard in science and weather forecasts. 9. Pasteurization. Louis Pasteur developed the heating method to kill microbes in milk and wine. It revolutionized food safety and extended shelf life. His name also graces pasteurized products and the Pasteur Institute, a leader in infectious disease research. 10th. Boycott. Charles Boycott was an English land agent who became a target of non-violent protest in Ireland. Tenants and workers refused to deal with him, and the strategy of social and economic isolation gained global fame as boycotting. 11th. Cardigan. James Brudenell, the 7th Earl of Cardigan, led troops in the disastrous charge of the Light Brigade. His open-front knit jacket gained popularity with British soldiers and was named after him. The cardigan remains a cozy staple in modern wardrobes. 12th Silhouette. Named after Etienne de Silhouette, known for budget cutting during economic crises in France. People mocked his austerity by calling cheap portrait cutouts silhouettes. Ironically, the name outlasted his financial reforms. 13. Léotard. Jules Léotard, a 19th century French trapeze artist, revolutionized circus performance. His sleek, form-fitting outfit allowed freedom of movement and sparked a fashion staple for dancers, gymnasts, and fitness enthusiasts. 14th. Zamboni. Frank Zamboni invented his ice resurfacing machine in 1949. Before that, rinks were smoothed manually, taking over an hour. Today, Zamboni is a household name, even used as a verb in sports commentary. 15. Graham crackers. Sylvester Graham was a health reformer who promoted bland vegetarian food to curb lustful urges. His Graham flour crackers were part of a strict, morally upright diet. Ironically, they later evolved into sweet treats and s'more. 16. Morse code. Samuel Morse developed this system after his wife's sudden death. He had received the news too late. His telegraph system transformed long-distance communication. Morse code was vital during wars, space missions, and maritime emergencies. 17. Nicotine. Named after Jean Nicot, a French diplomat who sent tobacco seeds to France in the 1500s. The addictive compound extracted from the plant was named in his honor, becoming infamous in public health discourse. 18. Teddy bear. When President Theodore Teddy Roosevelt spared a bear on a hunting trip, a toy maker created a plush bear called Teddy's Bear. It became a sensation, spawning a toy legacy tied to compassion. 19. Bloomers. Amelia Bloomer championed women's rights and introduced a practical alternative to heavy skirts. Though she didn't invent them, the bloomers she promoted were revolutionary, allowing women more freedom of movement. 20. Ohm. Georg Simon. Ohm discovered the mathematical relationship between voltage, current, and resistance. His law became fundamental to electrical engineering, and ohms now represent resistance in circuits. 21st. Volt. Alessandro Volta invented the first true battery, called the voltaic pile, in 1800. His discovery proved that electricity could be generated chemically. The term volt is now the standard unit of electric potential. 22. Watt. James Watt improved the steam engine, fueling the Industrial Revolution. The unit of power, watt, honors his work. Light bulbs, electronics, and appliances are measured in his name. 23rd. Ampere. André Marie. Ampere's work on electromagnetism shaped modern physics. He was self-taught and considered a prodigy. Amps are used to measure current in everything from homes to cars. 24. Sandwich Islands. Captain James Cook named Hawaii the Sandwich Islands, after his patron, the Earl of Sandwich. Though the name didn't stick, it's a reminder of colonial naming practices. 25th. Hoover. William Hoover didn't invent the vacuum cleaner but made it a household essential. In Britain, people still say they're hoovering the floor, showing how a brand became a verb. 26. Derringer. Henry Derringer crafted small, easily concealable pistols in the 1800s. A misspelling on marketing materials turned Derringer into Derringer, which stuck. 27th. Shrapnel. Henry Shrapnel's invention was a shell filled with small metal balls. It burst mid-air, maximizing damage. Today, shrapnel refers to any flying fragments from explosions. 28th. Bechamel sauce. Named for Louis de Bechamel, who refined a classic white sauce into something elegant. Today, it's a cornerstone of French cuisine, used in lasagna, gratins, and more. 29th. Mesmerize. Franz Mesmer believed in a natural energy he called animal magnetism. Though his theories were debunked, his trance-inducing treatments led to the term mesmerize. 30. Sideburns. Ambrose Burnside sported a unique style with full cheek whiskers. His name morphed into sideburns, now a common term for facial hair. 31. Ferris wheel. George Ferris built the first one for the 1893 World's Fair in Chicago. It stood over 260 feet tall. Ferris aimed to rival the Eiffel Tower, and his invention became a fairground icon. 32nd Stetson hat. John B. Stetson created a tough, wide-brimmed hat, perfect for American cowboys. The Stetson became symbolic of the Wild West and rugged independence. 33rd. Tupperware. Earl Tupper's airtight plastic containers transformed food storage. Marketing genius Brownie Wise made them popular through Tupperware parties, revolutionizing home sales. 34. Zeppelins. Count Ferdinand von Zeppelin's rigid airships offered luxurious travel in the early 20th century. Though the Hindenburg disaster ended their era, his name remains iconic in aviation. 35. The moon has moonquakes. Just like earthquakes, but weaker and less frequent. 36. The inventor of the microwave was testing radar. Percy Spencer noticed a candy bar melted in his pocket while working near a magnetron. 37. The heart of a blue whale is the size of a small car, and its heartbeat can be detected from 2 miles away. 38. The human nose can detect over 1 trillion smells, far more than previously thought. 39. The M's in M and M's stand for Mars and Murray, the two businessmen who created them. 40. There are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on Earth, by several orders of magnitude. 41. A shrimp's heart is in its head, literally. 42. The word robot comes from a Czech word. Robota means forced labor. 43. The Eiffel Tower leans away from the sun. Metal expands on the sunny side, causing a slight lean. 44. The unicorn is the national animal of Scotland, symbolizing purity and strength. 45. Coca-Cola would be green without coloring. The caramel coloring gives it the familiar dark hue. 46. Peanuts aren't nuts. They're legumes, like beans and lentils. 47. The inventor of Pringles is buried in a Pringles can. Fred Bohr had his ashes partially buried in one. 48. Alaska is the westernmost, easternmost, and northernmost U.S. state, due to how the Aleutian Islands cross the 180-degree meridian. 49th. Humans glow in the dark. We emit a small amount of light, but it's 1,000 times too weak for our eyes to see. 50. There are more fake flamingos in the world than real ones, thanks to lawn decorations. 51. Crows can hold grudges, they remember faces, and can even teach others to avoid certain people. 52nd, apple seeds contain cyanide, but you'd have to eat a lot to get sick. 53, some cats are allergic to humans, though rare it does happen. 54th, chewing gum boosts memory. It increases heart rate and blood flow to the brain. 55th, a bolt of lightning contains enough energy to toast 100,000 slices of bread. If only it could be harnessed efficiently. 56. There's a species of mushroom that glows in the dark, called bioluminescent fungi. 57. Turtles can breathe through their butts. Yes, cloacal respiration again. 58. Rain has a smell. The scent is caused by a compound called petrichor. 59. Most wasabi in stores isn't real. It's horseradish dyed green. 60. Some fish cough. It helps clean their gills. 61. The word bookkeeper has 3 consecutive double letters, rare in English. 62. A group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. Quite fitting. 63. The dot over the letter I is called a tittle, like a tiny title. 64. Kangaroos can't walk backwards. Their anatomy prevents it. 65. Sea cucumbers fight with their guts. They eject internal organs to scare predators. 66. A group of hippos is called a bloat, another creative collective noun. 67. The total weight of ants on Earth is about equal to the weight of all humans. They're tiny, but there are trillions. 68th. Snails can sleep for up to 3 years, in extreme condition. 69. The longest hiccuping spree lasted 68 years. Charles Osborne hiccuped from 1922 to 1990. 70. The Twitter bird has a name. It's Larry, after basketball player Larry Bird. 71. Pineapples take about 2 years to grow. Patience for that tropical taste. 72. The first oranges weren't orange, they were green, specifically Southeast Asian tangerine hybrids. 73. Butterflies can't fly if they're cold. They need a body temp of 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 29 degrees Celsius, to flap. 74. A jiffy is a real unit of time. It's about 1/100th of a second. 75. Some frogs can be frozen solid and survive. They thaw and hop away in spring. 76. The first alarm clock could only ring at 4 a.m., invented by Levi Hutchins in 1787. 77. Sharks existed before trees. Sharks have been around for over 400 million years. 78. Venus rotates backwards. The sun would rise in the west and set in the east. 79. There are more public libraries than McDonald's in the US. A fact worth celebrating. 80. Pigs can't look up at the sky. Their necks don't bend that way easily. 81. A bolt of lightning can strike the same place twice? It often does. 82. You can sneeze at 100 miles per hour. That's why it's best to cover up. 83. The oldest "your mom" joke dates back to 3,500 years ago, found on a Babylonian tablet. 84. Some turtles communicate before hatching. They make sounds to synchronize birth. 85. Saturn's density is so low it could float in water, if you had a big enough bathtub. 86. A small child could swim through the veins of a blue whale. That's how massive they are. 87. Wombats have cube-shaped poop. Yes, it's worth repeating. 88. The inventor of the telephone, Alexander Graham Bell, never called his wife. She was deaf. 89. Tomatoes were once thought to be poisonous. Early Europeans grew them as ornamental plants. 90. Lobsters taste with their legs and chew with their stomachs. 91. Some hummingbirds weigh less than a penny. Tiny but mighty flyers. 92. A rainbow can be a full circle, but from the ground, we only see the arc. 93. Cows have nearly 360-degree panoramic vision. They can see all around but struggle to see depth. 94. The longest English word is 189,819 letters long. It's the chemical name for Titan. 95. The moon is slowly drifting away from Earth at about 1.5 inches per year. 96. Humans are the only animals that blush, a unique expression of emotion. 97. Apples float because they're 25% air, which makes them great for bobbing. 98. Some lizards can squirt blood from their eyes, a defense mechanism against predators. 99. Giraffes have the same number of neck bones as humans, just much longer. 100. You're taller in the morning. Your spine decompresses overnight, giving you up to 1 inch more height when you wake up. And there you have it. 100 fascinating facts to spark your curiosity, impress your friends, or simply add some extra trivia power to your day. From cube-shaped poop to lightning-powered toast, the world is full of strange and incredible knowledge. So, next time you're stuck in conversation or just need a quick mental boost, remember, you're already smarter than you think. Which fact blew your mind the most? Drop a comment, like, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing content. Until next time, stay curious.